Hi everyone in computer art class. Here we are at Ultrafractal, and I wanted to take you quickly through a few things that you can use right away. Um, Ultrafractal 5.01 is the current version, and it was updated in July 2008. This is probably the best and most in-depth fractal program on the planet. There's a large worldwide community of Fractal users, and this is probably the main program. If you are using a Mac, you're going to have to look around and see what else you can find. This is again for the PC. So I installed it into my computer and launched it. That took all of a minute to do. And once you launch the program, you're given this dialog box. We can just start it. I'd recommend clicking open the tutorials. Keep it simple. You can also learn more about the workspaces, but I'm going to show you some of that right now. I'm going to hit cancel, or I'll just say start OK to that. I have to keep this window a little bit small here because I'm trying to keep the movie at a reasonable size for you. So when you open it, it's going to look much larger. The basic Mandelbrot Set is what is initially by default opened. We could work with this, or we can get started looking at something else, which I think we'll do. Basically, in the movie about what is a fractal, I described how areas are built upon, or sub-areas are built upon original areas, and we can keep zooming infinitely. And that's very cool right there. By infinite, I mean infinite. Much, much more infinite than our own known universe. And the way I'm zooming is I'm just clicking and dragging anywhere on the screen here. I can move this around, and I can rotate this if I want to pick it. I can also change it from the corners. Right now I have this constrained to 640 by 480. See, that's very cool. Okay. At the top here, right here is a gradient tab. When you click that, that shows us the color scheme. And I'm sure it opened. It's just I don't have enough room on this desktop here. So I'll have to show you that in a separate movie. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and close this one for now. Save changes, say no. So I'm going to say File, New, Fractal. And again, this is opened larger than my screen will allow here. What I'm going to do is I'll choose Newton right here. And I could double click on it, or I could just say File, Open. So you can see the whole thing. I'm going to reduce my width here. You can leave a default of 640 by 480 on the image. Under Fractal Properties, there's Layers, Image, etc. Click Image, and I'm going to reduce this down so you can see it. That's better. Okay. Now again, we're not mathematicians, so if you run into any math and geek talk in the tutorial, don't worry about it. Just like with Apophysis, what we're doing is exploring and playing, and don't get too wrapped up with the math of it here. By default, here are some of the parameters that were used to draw all these points. And just as a starter, if you were to experiment with exponent re, that's suggested in the tutorial. I'll put a 8 value in there and look what happened to that. I mean a 6. How about an 8 value now? That's pretty cool. What about 12? Notice what's happening. We have 12 sides, and it's becoming more and more circular. If I were to try to hide, I'm having a little bit of trouble working on this tiny screen here, but what I wanted to do is to grab the gradient and alright, render to disk. Okay. Um, Again, I'm going to have to show you gradient in a separate movie. But for now, with this one, practice zooming and practice changing some of these parameters in here. Click on the gradient and take a look at rotating the colors in the gradient, and click on random gradient, and I'll stop the movie right here, and in the next one I'll show you the gradient. Good.